Hello, soldiers. I'm a little bit sad today. It is our last day together, but I want to let you know that you have all been amazing. You have done wonderful work, and I have really enjoyed my time being with you to teach you about how our nation that we live in now, the United States, became independent from Great Britain. I hope that you have enjoyed it, and I hope that you've learned a lot. Today, I want to teach you one final thing, and that's, what do a flag, a bell, and an eagle have in common? What do you think? I want you to make some predictions or some guesses about what you think a flag, a bell, and an eagle have in common. So what do a flag, a bell, and an eagle all have in common? Well, all three are symbols of the United States of America. A symbol is a sign that everybody recognizes and stands for something else. So, for instance, the symbol of McDonald's is the big golden arches, right? Which is, where'd my piece of chalk go? Here it is. The big golden arches. That's a symbol of McDonald's. When you see those big arches, you automatically know that that stands for McDonald's. And that maybe you want a Happy Meal, or maybe you want a ice cream cone like my kids always want. So that's an example of a symbol. So the flag, the bell, and the eagle are all symbols of our country, the United States of America. People see a symbol and know what it stands for. For example, does your school have a mascot? Like, what's his name? I forgot his name. You know our mascot's name, the Timberwolf guy. Tell me what it is. Fang? Is his name Fang? I think so. Anyway, a logo or a banner. Something that makes you think of your school every time you see it. Many sports teams have symbols. Can you think of any? Ooh, the Broncos. We have symbols all around us. Before you even learned to read words, you probably learned to read symbols. Let's find out how a flag, a bell, and an eagle came to be symbols of or represent the United States of America. But first, what does this symbol stand for? It's a stop sign, right? It means stop. And then look before you go. You already know a little bit about our flag from the legend of Betsy Ross. The flag with its circle of 13 stars was not the first flag to be flown in America. During the early days of exploration, flags of many different countries were used to represent land claims. The first official flag of our nation was the one you learned about, flown on Independence Day, July 4th, 1776. And adopted by the Continental Congress a year later on June 14th, 1777. Do you remember what the 13 stars and stripes stood for? What did these 13 stars and stripes stand for? Tell me, tell me, tell me. Yes, they were symbols for the 13 colonies that became 13 states. As the country grew, more states were added. With each new state, a new star was added to the flag. Pretty soon, there were too many stars to fit in a circle, so the patterns changed over the years. Now we have 50 states and 50 stars arranged in rows, still on a blue background like the original flag. The same 13 red and white stripes remain as reminders of the original 13 colonies. June 14th is National Flag Day in the United States, but our flag is flown every day all across America, from the Atlantic to the Pacific Ocean, as a symbol of the land of freedom. Now, it's pretty easy to understand how the stars and stripes became a symbol of our nation. But what about a bell? The Liberty Bell, another well-known symbol, is actually older than the United States itself. In 1751, the mostly copper bell was made in Great Britain and shipped to Philadelphia, where it was rung to call people to meetings in the town square. According to the legend, the Liberty Bell may have been rung from the State House steeple after the Declaration of Independence was first read in July of 1776, but we don't know for sure. During the Revolution, the colonists feared that the British might melt down the bell for cannonballs, so it was moved and hidden in a town north of Philadelphia until the war ended. Over the years, the bell cracked and was repaired several times. It was rung for the last time on George Washington's birthday in 1846, when it cracked beyond repair. Today, the bell sits outside Independence Hall in Philadelphia. It is only about 3 feet tall. How tall do you think about 3 feet is? So I'm 5'4", so 3 feet on me would be about maybe right here. That's as tall as it is. Where was I? But it weighs as much as a hippopotamus. Oh my goodness, it's only 3 feet tall, but it's as heavy as a hippopotamus. Can you imagine? Wow. If you visit the Liberty Bell, be sure to look for the words of freedom, taken from the Bible and written on its side. Proclaim liberty throughout all the land, and unto all the inhabitants thereof. Yep. So we have a flag and a bell. The third symbol is a bald eagle. Can't see his head. There he is. A large bird of prey with a white head and tail, found only in North America. Who chose the American bald eagle as a symbol of our country? To find out, we must return once more to our friends Thomas Jefferson and Benjamin Franklin. When the Second Continental Congress met and declared independence for Great Britain, they also decided that they needed an official seal. Now, a seal is an official image or mark. It's also a symbol. Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, and John Adams met to design the seal. They talked about using an eagle on the seal, but Franklin said, "No, I don't agree. I think that a turkey would be a much better symbol of our country than an eagle." What do you think? Benjamin Franklin wanted to use a turkey instead of an eagle. Okay, to each his own. As there was not much time, the men only agreed on part of the seal that year, a statement that read, "E pluribus unum," which in Latin, my little Latin professionals, means out of many, one. So e pluribus unum means out of many, one. They chose this saying because they were making one nation out of many separate states. So out of many, like all those states, 13 of them, they made one nation. It was not until 6 years later, in 1782, that the bald eagle, a symbol of long life, strength, and freedom. What's a bald eagle a symbol of? Long life, strength, and freedom, was officially added to the seal. On the seal, the eagle holds an olive branch for peace in one of its talons. In the other, so there's the olive branch, which represents peace, and in his other talon, where am I? It grips a bundle of 13 arrows, symbolizing the power of war. Covering its breast is a shield of red and white stripes, and around its head a crest with 13 stars. Why the number 13, you think? The 13 colonies, or the 13 states. If you look carefully, you might even be able to read the words written on the scroll in its bill, E pluribus unum, out of many, one, right there. Now that you know what to look for, try being a symbol detective. As you go through your day, be on the lookout for flags, bells, and eagles, symbols of freedom, and reminders of our country's founders who fought for our freedom long ago. Let's go over this word again, symbols. Say symbols with me several times. Symbols, symbols. One more time, symbols. Good job. So in the read aloud, you heard all three are symbols of the United States of America. Symbols are images used to represent something else. For instance, what are these? Are letters. Did you know that letters are symbols? The letters of the alphabet are symbols of sounds we use to speak. That's why we always learn A says B says b, C says, you get it. These are symbols and they represent sounds. Amazing, huh? Let's write down some symbols that you know about. What are some symbols? Let's start with math. What are some symbols that you know that is an image that represents something else? Think about math. What's that? Yeah, our plus sign, our minus sign, our equal sign. All of those are symbols that represent something else. This sign represents adding. We want to add or subtract, and this sign represents equals. So whatever is on this side of the equal sign has to equal whatever's on this side, right? What else? What are some other symbols that you know of? Think. What did you come up with? I would like you to finish this chart, make it on your dry erase board, and send me a picture of it if you would like to have that little challenge today. Think of 3 more symbols. Maybe they're around your house, maybe they're around the neighborhood, maybe they're, maybe it's a symbol of a restaurant or a symbol of a toy or anything. But tell me what 3 more symbols are. I can't wait to see what you come up with. All right, for our last thing of the day, grab that core folder, Little Soldiers. Open it up on your American Revolution side. You'll see that it's the last thing in your folder because this is my last day. And we'll be learning about frontier explorers next week, and you'll have a special guest to teach you about that. But you have this packet in here called Hooray for the USA by your name here, and it's a fill in the blank. So you're going to go through and read the sentences and fill in the blank. Like, this is blank blank. He was a great leader who is often called the father of his country. Who's that? You better know it. This was the first official blank of the United States. The 13 stars stand for the first 13 states. We have a fill in the blank. This is the blank bell. What did we call this bell? If you have problems remembering that L word, think of the last sentence in the Pledge of Allegiance with blank and justice for all. That's what this is. Same for this, the statue of, we didn't learn about it, but you know that this is another symbol of the United States, the statue of blank. We also have the bald blank, stands for strength and freedom. It is the national bird of the United States. And on the 4th of what month, there are often fireworks. Then you have our current flag that you may color, the Statue of Liberty, and the Liberty Bell. Remember, you don't have to color these if you don't want to. I would like you to do the fill in the blank, though, if you have time, please. All right, little first graders, I so enjoyed teaching you about something that's very near and dear to my heart, the American Revolution, and how this country became independent. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned a whole awful lot, and I will miss you. I love you. I will see you maybe in the halls next year when you're second graders and I'm back to teach the first graders. Goodbye. Love you. Air hugs.